Hi everybody, it's me Malanka again. Gonna continue telling my crazy story. I know there's been one person messaging me quite a bit, claiming everything that I'm saying is a lie. Everyone can believe whatever they want to believe. This is me telling my side of the story. I'm literally reading from my journals that I wrote in every single day for several years to document everything that's going on. And if they want to believe whatever lies that they've heard, then that's on them. But it's not going to stop me from telling my side of the story, because there are three sides: their side, the other person's side, and the truth. And you can really make your own judgment calls. I'm not doing this for anyone but myself. I am going on a healing journey. I'm trying to express myself, work through everything that I've been through so I can be a better mom. Not saying that I'm a bad mom, but become the best mom that I can be for my kids, because that's all that matters to me. So to continue, my story today brings me to August 2nd of 2020. This is a Sunday, and I received I guess my mom received a text message asking if he could drop the kids off that Sunday, which it was a long weekend. So technically he could have kept them till Tuesday. I would have been completely fine with that. I have never once held our kids away from their dad. I always was open and willing to give him as much time with our children as he could, especially when he wasn't working. So with it being an August long weekend, yeah, I was completely fine if he kept them. But he claimed he had to drop the kids off. He stated it was so they didn't have to wake up early in the morning when he had to go into work, which, yes, he did sometimes work long weekends, but I thought that was kind of a red flag, and I didn't really believe it. With it being August long, I had made plans, since he dropped them off early, with a friend of mine and his son, and we were going to the zoo. I had voiced my kind of red flags of him dropping the kids off early. So my friend, on his way, because it was on his way to the zoo, he ended up swinging by Kyle's place of work, and Kyle wasn't even there. So that was in the morning, and then my parents had to do some running around for work that day, and later in the day they swung by Kyle's work as well, and again, surprising, he wasn't there. So this is another incident where it just proves how uninterested Kyle is with actually having our children and spending actual time with them, when I was more than happy that he could have them. August 5th of 2020, a heads up was sent to Kyle that the kids were sick, so he could be prepared when he picked the kids up, and so it wasn't a surprise for him. So he made sure that he had everything that he needed. I really tried my best to co-parent with him. I really tried to communicate with him the best that I could. This text was sent through my mom, because at this time we had no communication because of the protection order. And again, he offered to leave the kids with me, but reschedule for a different day. And I wasn't open for that just yet. He really wanted this schedule. He really wanted to see the kids. But it's so easy for him to just say, you keep them, especially when they were sick. Like, that was just his go-to, you keep them. He just didn't want to deal with it. He didn't want to parent our children. I didn't feel comfortable with making the kids do more early mornings in 1 week, because they were already struggling with the early morning drop-off, so I wasn't ready for that, and I wasn't up for negotiating that at that time. We offered to keep the kids, but at this time we wouldn't be rescheduling that day, to which he went off and got very abusive and verbal to my mom, and it came off that he was threatening to keep the kids the following morning. So trying to have a conversation, and there's his anger again. He did end up picking the kids up that day. My mom, who was doing the exchanges, was up as per usual. He didn't say he was going to keep them. He threatened, but he didn't confirm. So she was up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go and pick up my children from the exchange location as per our agreement. And Kyle chose not to text her or give her a heads up that he was going to let them sleep in and would be dropping them off later. The kids had Pop-Tarts for breakfast. Like, I swear, every single morning, my kids eat breakfast in his vehicle because it's so early, they're exhausted, and can't even have a proper breakfast. And even though that he let them sleep in, the kids were absolutely exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. And they weren't dropped off till after 8 o'clock in the morning. So this also brings us to August 10th of 2020. He never really told me if they ate. He didn't tell me any information. I was trying so hard. I was so frustrated because even though we had a lot of issues going between us, his anger was really bad, especially right at the end. People don't talk enough about post-separation abuse, where your abuser is so bad during your relationship, but once you leave, once you're finally out, the abuse gets so much worse. It is absolutely exhausting. I was trying so hard to co-parent with him for my children's sake. I was doing everything, the best that I could for my children's sake, and it still isn't any better. Honestly, it hasn't gone any better 3.5 years later. Sadly. Kyle had to drop the kids off at my brother's place because my mom and dad weren't available for exchange this day. I asked my son what he did that weekend with daddy, and for whatever reason, it was like my son was scared to communicate with me. Our communication has gotten so much better. He is not scared to talk to me. He knows that there's no, like, I won't get mad at anything that he says, that it's a safe place to talk to me. I have a feeling that Kyle was like scaring my son and telling him not to say anything to us, don't tell us anything. And my son actually did say that a couple times, Daddy told us not to tell you. He said that to my dad at an exchange as well. So my son was actually pretty scared and kind of apprehensive and didn't want to tell me what they had done this weekend. I'm just asking, I'm showing interest in their lives, I'm showing support, I'm just being a good mom. And my brother ended up having to say, like, what are you talking about? You just told me you went for a side-by-side ride and you visited with Grandma and Papa. And so it, like I said, things haven't gotten any better. And I feel so bad for my children, especially initially. My children now don't want to leave my custody. They want to stay with me. They constantly beg. They only want to see their dad on special occasions. And it breaks my heart because like I said, I've never kept the kids from their dad. I've always encouraged him to see the kids and the kids to see him, and I never put their dad down in front of them because that's just horrible. Every kid needs their parents. And it just breaks my heart the way that they feel. That's going to be the end of my story today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys stay safe and take care of yourself. Thank you. Bye.